that being the best day of your life of getting married, but you die the same day? I think this is like a bookish book. It's about a writer. So I'm like, hello. It's a thriller. It kept me on my toes until... Hello you guys. Welcome to today's video. Today's video, I'm going to go through my physical TBR because I am behind on my reading goal. I'm so determined to get to my reading goal because I still love books and it's still going to be in my everyday life. What my mom said, and you have to do what you have to do in order to do what you want to do, and like that's what I'm doing. Hopefully this video encourages you guys to keep going. That's what we're going to be doing. You guys are going to come along with me. This video I'm going to be reviewing 3 books in order to get to my goal because I am 3 books behind. Again, my reading goal is 40 books. Since my last 5-star read was a Carly Fortune book, I decided to read another Carly Fortune book, and that is Every Summer After. I know it's October. I know it's October and this is not a fall read, but I was beginning to read this in like August, but I think this is gonna be my last summer read until I get to the fall reads as you continue watching this video. So I have high hopes for this book. So 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall apart, a weekend to get it right. They say you could never go home again, and Persephone, ever since she made the biggest mistake of her life a decade ago, that has felt too true. Instead of spending glittery summers on the lake shore of her childhood, she stays home in a stylish apartment in the city, keeping everyone a safe distance from her heart until she receives a call that sends her racing back to Barry's Bay and into the orbit of Sam, the man she never thought she had to live without. For 6 summers, through hazy afternoons on the water and warm summer nights, working in a family's restaurant, Percy and Sam had been inseparable. Eventually, that relationship turned into something more before it fell apart. And when Percy returns to the lake for Sam's mother's funeral, their connection is undeniable, and it always has been. But until Percy can convert decisions that she made, they will never know whenever their love is bigger than the mistakes of their past. The past and present timeline. This was amazing. I love being in this world, and I think this is gonna be the first one to come into a movie, Amazon Prime, or was it a show? One of those, and they're still in production of that. I am so excited, but I am definitely watching that because to see these characters through life and the lake, the summer, oh my gosh, I can't wait until they start releasing that. Sam's mother has passed away. That's not a spoiler because it did say in the back of the book, but we're expecting some grief. Couldn't really connect to Persephone at all, or Sam, I don't know, but I do like Charlie so much better, and I know this is not his book, but like I like Charlie better than Sam. The decisions that Persephone made when she was a teenager, that's why they had a fallout for so many years, was like, what are you doing? I kind of did not like that. I know every book needs a conflict, and Persephone's just doing it for the plot, and it kind of made me mad, and I'm like, out of all the people, we could have got a different conflict. But other than that, it was really good. I gave it a 4.5. Since it goes past and present timeline, I did like the present timeline more than the past. Alright, so the next book I'm going to be reading is The Inheritance by Nora Roberts. This is honestly going to be my first Nora Roberts book, and I know she has tons of books, but when I was browsing through Barnes & Nobles a while ago, one of the Barnes & Nobles worker recommended this, and then I was like, she was showing me this book, and I was like, okay, it's about a ballerina, and I was like, cool, ballerinas are cool. But then she was telling me what that book is about, and like how there's gonna be a 3rd book, the 2nd book is almost out, and I was like, oh, so this is a series. So it's a trilogy, the Lost Bride trilogy, and this is the 1st book. I don't know, it was giving gothic and the house and like a little bit of romance too, and I was like, okay. So I bought the book. So in 1808, Astrid is now Astrid Polly, beautiful in her bridal clothes and overwhelmed with love for her brand new husband, but before the marriage can be consummated, she is murdered. She got murdered on her wedding day. Imagine that being the best day of your life of getting married, but you die the same day. Honestly, that's tragic. Present day Sonia is stunned to learn that her late father had a twin he never knew about. Discovered uncle Colin has left her almost everything he owned, including a majestic Victorian house. Look at this, is what like a sneak peek of the house. Victorian houses are so amazing to look at. The Victorian house has ghosts. Fall vibes, fall vibes. She must live there at least 3 days, having just dumped her cheating fiance and left her job, and she may find it a perfect opportunity to start fresh. She also wants to find out why the boys were separated at birth and why it all kept a secret. It's becoming clear that Sonia has inherited far more than a house. She has inherited a century-old curse. I'm going to be very honest. I started this book a long time ago. I finally finished it. It's been months. It was kind of scary with the ghosts and stuff that she was seeing in the house, and I was like, okay, fall vibes, gothic vibes in this house, okay. And we're learning so much stuff about ancestors. The paintings are doing this, like the whole history of her family tree, because she found this book that has like little stories of each bride. They're married, this family, and the wife always dies on the wedding day all the time. It's a curse. That's why she was like, I am not gonna get married because I'm gonna die. When she got to the house and discovered all this stuff and everything like that, it got really repetitive, and that made me lose interest so quickly. So I did like the side characters that was going along the way and everything like that. The ghosts were cool. There was a ghost talking to her by music, and in that was sick. A child ghost playing with her dog. That's what the second book is for, her going through the mirror and discovering blah 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 blah. We could have had it in one book. We didn't need 3. You could have just skipped all this and put book 2 in here so it could be one book. That was the only thing that was kind of frustrating. That's why I soft DNF'd it. Yeah, I give this a 2.5 stars. On the bright side, how about we end this video with an Alice Feeney called Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. This book is gorgeous. Previously read Alice Feeney's work in the past. Amazing. I think this is like a bookish book. It's about a writer. So I'm like, hello. A gripping and delicious dark thriller about marriage and revenge. Author Grady is having the worst day of his life. He calls his wife Abby to share some news as she is driving home. He hears Abby slam on the brakes when she sees something on the road ahead. Abby gets out of the car. When he eventually finds her car by the cliff edge, the headlights are on, the driver's seat is open, her phone is still there, but his wife disappeared. A year later, Grady is still overcome with grief and desperate to know what happened to Abby. He can't sleep and he can't write. So he travels to a tiny remote Scottish island to try to get his life back on track. But then he sees the impossible in a woman who looks exactly like his missing wife. This book starts off with Grady. He is a man. So this is a man's point of view, and I get kind of iffy with a man's point of view in a book. I don't know, I just can't really relate to anything with a man's point of view because I am a woman. It just never works out for me. And that's on me. It's just like my personal preference, but I thought I could give it a try anyways. The writing was good. It's a thriller. It kept me on my toes until, like, I like islands. I love traveling, and it was in an island and kind of gave me creepy vibes. Like, the people who were there were way too friendly. It was kind of suspicious. I was just kind of scared for Grady because he was trying so hard to leave. So I'm gonna say a little bit of spoilers about this book, so skip to the time frame that I put on below. Spoilers ahead. So, but the only thing that was kind of annoying about this part, I hate when books makes the main character go on drugs or they can't remember everything. An unreliable narrator. I know Alice Feeney mentioned that in the book, like in the acknowledgements, and he was drinking this tea and he can't remember. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, because then it leaves holes in the book and it like makes me mad. Our main character, he's on a loop. Another thing was, what I can remember, there's this one scene that was kind of similar to another book that she wrote, Rock Paper Scissors by Alice Feeney, and 3 stars. Still gonna continue reading her books because I genuinely like her writing. But that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.